So hello everyone, and welcome to the 2021 elections for the UDC National Alumni Society. My name is Rodney Trapp. I'm Vice President for Advancement for the university. And I just wanted to welcome you all and let you know that our host, Mr. Trustee Schwartz, is going to be joining us soon. And we're very excited about this evening to have the opportunity to talk with and meet the candidates who will be vying for the positions of officers within the society. The foundation and my office has had a long-term partnership with the society, and we're very excited to be at this point of helping to elect the new leadership for the organization. And so I think Trustee Schwartz may be joining us now and may have a few words. Can you hear us, sir? Your mic?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello there, Firebird Nation. Welcome to this evening's event. I'm so happy that we can conduct this candidate forum so that you can make an informed decision about the leaders of the society going forward. As you know, the election started on the 9th of August and will conclude on the 9th of September. So please get your ballots back to us as soon as possible. This forum will allow you, as I just said, to make an informed decision. As we go through the slate of officers who are running for positions, you'll hear from them tonight, and I hope this will help you create a better society. We need your vote. We need your help. We need your participation. Please listen attentively, take good notes, make an informed decision, and I look forward to hearing from the candidates this evening. Thank you so much for joining us. As was mentioned earlier, the chairman of the Board of Trustees appointed this committee to work on behalf of the society. The committee is made up of trustees, Trustee Shelton, alumni trustees to the board, and that's Trustee Musgrove, Trustee White Richardson, Trustee Scott. We have Rena Daniels, who was a part of the previous board as a treasurer. She's also with us. So we are moving forward swiftly to make sure that we can seat the new board by the end of September. So please participate and select your next group of leaders. Thank you so much. And now back to you, Mr. Trapp, who is the president of the University Advancement and also executive leadership for the UDC Foundation. Mr. Trapp.
Yes, Vice President, not President.
Okay. Vice President.
I would appreciate the promotion, but Vice President for now. Thank you.
Thank you.
We will get started. Let me tell you a little bit about the rules of engagement for today. Each candidate will have 2 minutes for introductions. The timer will start when a candidate begins speaking. A series of short beeps will indicate that the time is up. Once the Q&A session begins, candidates will have 1.5 minutes to respond. We ask that each of the candidates be mindful of the time. Candidates going over the time will have their mics muted. So please do stick to the time restraints. And candidates will not have an opportunity to ask questions. You're going to be answering questions today and sharing some knowledge about yourself. All right. So without further ado, it's time to meet the candidates. Our first candidate today is vying for the position of Sergeant of Arms, Ms. Joyce Nixon. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you.
The first question is, Joyce, what led to your decision to run for this office?
My decision to run for the office is now, since I have the time.
Joyce, one moment, Joyce. Are we having photos of your camera on for this? I'm not sure. Just a bit of protocol, Ms. Murphy. I apologize.
Ms. Nixon, can you turn your camera on?
My camera is on.
Okay, because we're not seeing your
I
face.
know,
We
I
only see your
was.
name. We did see you there before. I just want to make sure that maybe try turning it off and on again.
Okay. Can you see me now?
No.
I can see my camera was on, and I had it, and then all of a sudden it went off without me doing anything.
Yeah, we just see your name. We can continue and put up the slide presentation, but I did want to give you the opportunity to get your camera turned on.
I don't know what happened. It was on, and then all of a sudden it went off without me doing anything. And I thought that was when, and remember I asked the question if you could see me,
Right.
And you were saying that everyone was turned off. There was not a part of the beginning.
Right. So is there something else, Fo, that you can do on your end?
No, I have her picture and bio on the screen, so we can proceed with her opening introductions and then questions.
Okay. All right. So you have 2 minutes for your opening introduction. So welcome.
Good evening. I thank the UDC National Alumni Society for this opportunity to share information about myself as a candidate. I am Joyce Neesmith Nixon, a 1974 graduate of DC Teachers College, early childhood education major. I also hold a Master's of Science degree from Trinity College. I am a twice retired early childhood educator with years of successful educational experiences and leadership responsibilities. After being a classroom and kindergarten resource teacher with the Anne Arundel County Public School System for 18 years, I was recruited by the Maryland State Department of Education to facilitate the Early Childhood Accreditation Project, where I planned, implemented, and evaluated all activities for Maryland's early childhood education programs. Recently retiring from Johns Hopkins School of Education as a program coordinator, I supported Maryland Excel programs where I reviewed and rated submitted documentation according to established standards. I'm a life member of UDCNAS, a member of the DC Pearls 3 Foundation, a life member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and a charter member of Romeo Omega Chapter. I have 2 adult children and love volunteering, reading, traveling, shopping, and spending time with my grandchildren. Hearing the call for alumni to pursue leadership positions, knowing the utmost importance of financially supporting HBCUs, and because of my past experiences with holding similar positions in other organizations, I am running for the position as Sergeant at Arms. I have twice been elected for Sergeant at Arms for my sororities chapter and held this position for the past 15 years at our national and regional conferences. I will carry out the duties of this position by maintaining order in our meetings and supporting the goals and visions of the alumni organizations in UDC. Thank you for your time and your vote.
Thank you, Ms. Nixon. On to the questions, and just for the folks that have joined us, the alumni, the first 3 positions here are unopposed, and so there's 1 candidate for the positions, and so we've allotted 2 questions for these positions. The first question is, what led to your decision to run for this office?
Having the time to volunteer, which I love to do since my retirement, and also hearing the call for the Alumni Society to have alumni to run for leadership positions is mainly what led me to actually run for this position, and also the background that I have in being a sergeant at arms.
Okay, my next question is, so what's the importance of proper parliamentary procedure?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
What is the importance of proper parliamentary procedures? Why is it important for running an organization?
What is, I would say the importance of proper parliamentary procedures is for the organization to follow procedures, establish procedures, to establish Robert's rules and go by the Robert's rules of order, and it's important to just have organization and a good foundation to run a good foundation. I'm sorry, to run the organization. I feel that it's very important for the organization to follow those procedures if wanting to be successful.
And one last question. How will you serve the society in this position?
I will serve as the sergeant of arms. I will serve the society by maintaining order at our meetings, and not only that, but supporting the Alumni Association or Society to further engage additional alumni to become engaged and support the organization by attending events that are sponsored by the board, the society, and University District of Columbia.
Well, thank you very much, Ms. Nixon. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm sorry about the camera. I don't know what happened.
No problem. These things happen in virtual world. I think we're probably all used to there being a glitch or two.
Okay, thank you again for your time.
Thank you. Our next, I believe, is corresponding secretary. I don't know if this one is joining us today. Need to check. Now we'll go to the next one, the regional vice president.
No, I'm not seeing Ms. Hall. She did state that she may have had a prior commitment. She may be able to join later. Next would be Mr. Calvin Rice, who's running for regional vice president. And I'm looking for him, his participation. I'm not seeing Mr. Rice. So
we can go on, and if he joins us, we can circle back.
Absolutely. So next will be the treasurers. And I will bring into the conversation Miss Jamie Brown and Dr. Frank Jenkins.
And we're not seeing them on the camera either. And so I don't know if there's something that's preventing their cameras from being on.
So Dr. Jenkins and Ms. Brown, there you go. You would turn on your mic and turn on your video, please. Ms. Brown, are you able to turn on your video?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
We can hear you.
I cannot turn on my video. The same thing happened to me. I was trying to unmute myself when
takes a second or two. It doesn't come directly on.
Yeah, I have been trying testing it out. It was on prior to
I did notice it was on, yes.
Yeah. And then I lost control of it after Fo. I think you kind of were doing some stuff in the background.
I didn't touch anyone's video. I do apologize for any technical difficulties, but we can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so like my I was like I've been trying to get it back on because like that icon that shows the video, it disappeared.
It disappeared.
Yeah.
Okay, I tell you what, let's proceed. And we're gonna go in alphabetical order and start with Miss Brown. And have you give your opening statement. You have 2 minutes, and I'm gonna put the clock back on the screen
Okay.
as soon as you start to talk.
So good evening, fellow Firebirds. My name is Jamie Brown, and I am running for the treasurer position. I graduated from UDC in 2005 and 2007. I currently serve as an HOA president for my condo association. I'm on sorry, let me rewind. So I graduated with a BA in Administration of Justice in 2005, and then I also have a master's degree in public administration from the university. I came here by way of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania on a basketball scholarship. I am a Hall of Famer. If anyone has been to our athletic Hall of Fame events, in 2020, I was inducted into the Hall of Fame. I am running for this position just to be able to try something new with my homeowners association. I was able to help turn around the community. Some of the things we were facing financial difficulties in 2019. I was able to convince my fellow board members to fire the management company and self-manage just to try to get some of our finances on track. We have made a 360. We are in the plus and we are not in the negative. Although I don't have a background in accounting, I know how to manage finances. That's something that I take pride in. I welcome this opportunity and new challenges, and I hope that I can become your next treasurer.
Thank you, Ms. Brown. I have a few questions. First, what led you to your decision to run for this office?
So I had actually had a colleague or a friend, actually another alumni, tell me that I should run for an officer and bring out some more of my leadership skills. And so, I used to work at the university back from 2007 to 2016. And once, I guess, like I started a new position, I kind of felt like I got a little disconnected. Although I am on the, although I work with the Hall of Fame committee, I just feel like I'm just on a different side of DC and not as connected. So I said, let me just come back, get more involved, and coming out of this pandemic, I guess I'm looking for some different ways to spend my time.
Financial management is a must for the society. It requires balanced budgets, risk management, financial reporting, and transparency. Please share with the alumni your past experiences and how have they prepared you for this position?
So I think I spoke on it a tad bit. Just to rewind, I guess, back in I think maybe from 2017 to 2019, with our homeowners association, we went from being in a positive to being in a negative with our management company. Just, little things that kind of snowballed into big things. So I think early on we were relying so much on the management company to do what we felt like we were paying them to do. But I felt that, being more hands-on And since this is our community, just, you know, taking a little bit more control over our finances and what, you know, affects us in our homes, that we had to, you know, go ahead and self-manage. And like I said, we were able to go from being in the negative to the positive, and just in a sense, just paying more attention to detail. And, you know, yeah.
Last question. Currently, the treasurer, well, all of the positions are unpaid volunteer positions. What motivates you to do your best as a volunteer?
I think for me, you know, I just think it's just something like within me. I'm just really a hard worker, and just seeing change. Like, I consider myself like a change agent. So I like different challenges and seeing stuff. I just seeing things coming from, you know, like just having a vision really, and just being able just to make change. So, you know, like in 2007, our basketball season had got canceled. The athletic program had got canceled. I was on the task force committee for UDC to try to figure out a way to help us get athletics back and get the athletic program back on track. And so just being a part of the task force back then and seeing how much the program has progressed now, it's just something within me that I don't know, I guess I just work hard for free.
Well, thank you, Ms. Brown.
So weird. That sounds weird saying it out loud, but
no, we hear the passion, and we appreciate it.
definitely the passion. Thanks.
Well, those are all the questions I have for Ms. Brown. Ms. Murphy, because Ms. Brown was able to have her photo, can you bring back up that PowerPoint slide with her so folks can see this candidate? I would like that opportunity. So this is Ms. Jamie Brown, who's just speaking. And so again, thank you, Ms. Brown, for your remarks.
Good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Now we have our second candidate for the office of treasurer, Mr. Frank Jenkins. Welcome. You have 2 minutes for your opening remarks.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. My name is Frank Jenkins, and I'm a candidate for the position of treasurer of the UDC National Alumni Association. I am a two-time graduate from DC Teachers and then Federal City College in 70 and 73. I received a BS in math and business, and then I received an MA in counseling psychology. I think my credentials and skill set make me a great candidate for the position. I'm married with 2 adult children and a retired principal from Fairfax County Public Schools. My career consisted over 40 years in education. I taught mathematics in DC public schools for 8 years before becoming a school counselor and administrator, and then working in numerous capacities. While in college, I was the treasurer for the Kappa Alpha Psi fraternity. I was also a treasurer for the Homeowners Association, Principals Association, and also the National Virginia Kappa Achievement Foundation. I received and been nominated for several awards in my career and was a finalist for Fairfax County Public School Principal of the Year in 2002. I retired from Fairfax County Public Schools in 2008, and I was also the inaugural treasurer of the UDC Alumni Society in 2002, served 2 terms. As treasurer, I would be responsible for paying the bills and making all claims against society. My strengths include being well organized and possessing the ability to collaborate and work well with the executive committee, the society president, and board of directors. As treasurer, I would also make sure you were always aware of how much money was available in all fiscal transactions. My credentials and experience and numerous activities make me an ideal candidate for the position of treasurer of UDC National Alumni Society. Please vote for me if you get a chance. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jenkins. I see that the Panhellenic Council is well represented this evening. I'm an Alpha, and we just had an AKA, and I'm sure before the evening's out, we're going to have some other Greeks. So
yes,
welcome.
Thank you.
We have 3 questions for you. The first one is, what led to your decision to run for this office?
Interesting. I've been approached by several, as you know, I was the inaugural treasurer for this society when it started again. And it was quite a bit of responsibility. And I was working at the time and doing numerous things. So recently I've been recruited again to come back and provide some stability and help out the UDC University. I'm a graduate. I love UDC. Approximately, I say a year and a half ago, they were having some issues with the 501c3, and they called me in for a meeting, and I volunteered to tell them how to straighten out some things financially, how we could improve and get back the 501c status for the Alumni Society. So I was the one that came in and volunteered my time. So I'm always willing to come back and provide support for UDC.
Great. Second question, financial management is a must for society, as you've indicated. It requires balanced budgets, risk management, financial reporting, and transparency. Please share with us your past experiences and how they have prepared you for this position.
I've been treasurer for several organizations. I talked about my experiences in college with Kappa Alpha Psi. I also was the inaugural treasurer for the Alumni Society. And when I came in, I was informed that they had had some financial issues before with the other group. So I came in, that was the first thing on my mind, to be transparent and to make sure there were no misunderstandings. After my first term, in the second term, they came up with the position of financial secretary to support the position. But you have to be transparent and you have to be able to work with numbers. I taught accounting and I taught math for a year. So those are some of my strengths. So I'm real concerned about the dollar and wouldn't lose a penny. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Last question. What motivates you to do your best as a volunteer or in volunteer service?
I think I'm driven. I think anytime that you're called on to do something, you have to give 100%. And people say your word is your bond. When I was recruited to come back, they said, we're having problems with the finances, the 501c3. We've lost that. How do we get it back? I brought my expertise and spent, I'd say I spent 4 hours. And I told them, I said, I got a long drive. But we spent 4 hours mapping out the strategies of how we could get this back. And it wasn't my money, although I'm a life member, I've contributed as much as I possibly can. It's important that you give your all to the university. When I hear UDC, I'm so proud of all of the people that went there. Half the trustees on the board went to school with me, so I know them. So I'm embedded to do the best I can to support University of the District of Columbia. I'm gonna be a Firebird forever.
Mm-hmm. Well, we appreciate that. Dr. Jenkins, thank you for your time this evening. And we look forward to hearing more from you as we continue on through the election. Thank you.
My pleasure. Thank you. Have a good evening.
So the next set of candidates, I believe, are the Vice President at Large. Ms. Davis, can you turn on your camera?
Hear me?
Okay. Yes. And,
Camera was acting funny earlier too. It just popped back on.
Yeah, I know some other folks have been having some difficulties as you've heard. Mr. Johnson and Mr. Nathan, can you turn on your cameras?
My camera, unfortunately, is not working.
Okay.
It was working, as I said, it was working at the beginning, but I don't know what happened, so.
Yes, I don't know why it's affecting some and not others. But we'll bring in your slides so that folks can see you, and but we can hear you.
Awesome.
So we're going to start with Mr. Nathan first. Let's start with you.
So I tell you what, Mr. Trafford, let's have all three do their 2-minute openings, and then we can ask the questions, because I'm trying to preserve as much time as we can and make sure that we get through all of these candidates.
Okay. All right. So let's have let's start with Ms. Davis. Can you introduce yourself?
Good evening. My name is Donna Davis, and I'm a graduate of the University of the District of Columbia. I received my Bachelor of Business Administration with a degree in Business Management in 1986. I'm also a life member of both the UDC National Alumni Society and Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated. I am a candidate for the position of Vice President at Large. I decided to run for this position as I saw it as an opportunity for me to serve the university and my fellow alum. I have experience serving in leadership roles in other organizations. These positions include president, vice president, and numerous committee chairmanships. I have a heart for service and am equipped with the skill set needed to be successful in this role. If elected, I will support the president as outlined in the bylaws, and we will work cohesively as a team. Additionally, I will make myself available to participate on committees, attend meetings, and be an active and visible leader. I will not be a silent observer in this role. I will be a self-proclaimed advocate for the university. I am passionate about encouraging alumni involvement and will collaborate with the Office of Alumni Affairs to support their membership drives and other efforts to engage our alumni. UDC is an outstanding institution of higher learning, getting better by the day. It is our responsibility to ensure that UDC has the leadership and organizational structure in place to continue to move it to higher grounds. Alumni, we have a job to do. Please consider me as your vote for, please consider me, Donna E. Davis, as your next Vice President at Large for the UDC National Alumni Society. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Davis. Next we'll have a 2-minute introduction from Mr. Keith Johnson. Your mic is not on. No, we can't hear you, Keith.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yes, yes, yes.
I'm on the phone. I'm on the phone, so my computer wasn't hearing anything when I signed in. So
okay, no problem. We can hear you now. Welcome.
Okay. Well, thank you. So good evening, fellow Firebirds. My name is Keith. Many know me as Kabweza Johnson. I'm a 1997 graduate of the University of the District of Columbia, and I served in many positions while I was a student there. I served as student government president for 2 terms, and I served as interim student government chair while we were working on bringing back the student government into full capacity. I have served in many capacities with various organizations. I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I was initiated at the university, and I've served in various positions from on the board, from Assistant Eastern Regional Vice President to District Director. I actually was elected to serve as District Director as a college brother, and that was not very known for a college brother to serve in the District Director position. I'm currently involved with my alumni chapter here. I'm a member of NAACP. I'm a member of several different organizations. So service, I like to consider myself a servant leader. I've been in, professionally, I work right now for the United Negro College Fund, raising funds in the development department, raising money to help assist those in our community to higher education. My goal has been to reinvigorate the UDCNAS. I'm a life member and have been around, and I see the need for us to get reinvigorated, to increase our membership, to bring funds to support the university, and to build a better relationship with the DC surrounding community about our institution, and to always lift it up.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. And our third candidate for the position of Vice President at Large, Mr. Will Nathan.
Good evening, and thanks for the opportunity to sit before you this evening. I'm sorry that you can't see my picture, but I'm William Nathan. I'm a 2009 graduate of UDC with my Bachelor's of Arts in Business Management, and I actually now went on to get my master's degree in Human Resource Development. And from being, I've learned that I'm a very candid individual. When I said I don't maximize my time, that I didn't maximize my time as a student at UDC, especially in my early academic years. But after that, it actually gave me the opportunity and the chance to actually meet my spouse, and we've been together for about 12 years. And, you know, in a twisted irony today, I learned that, you know, when I see a void, I need to be able to fill it. So with that being said, you know, I just find the opportunity to want to be able to support my institution as the vice president. So I've served in various roles as vice president on several organizations, as well as, you know, a National Alumni Association for Black student-led ran organization, as well as the president for Graduate Student Association during my master's degree 2 terms. So it was actually led the opportunity for me to want to look into being able to support UDC, my undergraduate alma mater.
So thank you, Mr. Nathan.
You're welcome.
Let's start with the questions. First one, and this will be for Ms. Davis. If elected, what do you see as the most immediate set of actions for the society?
I see 2 things. I see, first of all, as far as the organizational part, we need to update the bylaws of the organization, because that's your Bible for how you will run, how the organization is run, and how it is organized. Secondly, I would see alumni engagement. I think that we could bring millions of dollars into the university if we were to galvanize more alumni so that they can see the vision of the organization, and that they would, you know, we all take pride in our organization, but we need to do more than just lip service. We need to step up and do what we need to do to make the university and the organization successful.
Mr. Johnson, the same question. If elected, what do you see as the most immediate actions for the society?
Can you hear me? Just want to make sure. Okay. My first piece would be to create an action plan to reinvigorate the society. to focus on membership, increasing our membership, and to work on helping us with financial. He's putting us back on a good financial footing so that we can start to invest more into our institution. And then engaging the community at large about the good things that are going on at UDC, as well as trying to recruit more students to come to the university to help build enrollment.
Thank you. Mr. Nathan, if elected, what do you see are the first immediate actions of the society?
My first immediate actions of the society, if I'm elected, will be defined in 3 goals. And I want to make it a short-term, intermediate, and long-term. From a short-term perspective, I want to ensure the leadership, the executive board, and the full alumni council of the Alumni Association reflects on the diverse alumni base and the student composition currently attending UDC. From an intermediate term, I want to be able to help the president and the council provide meaningful connection between our alumni and students with the Alumni Association and the university, and making sure that we have the diverse program that include all of our members and engage them and make sure they're actively engaged. And from a long term, I want to be able to help assist in solidifying long-term viability in the future of UDC, whether that be membership, corporate sponsorships, and relationship with the university.
Thank you. The next question, and we'll have Mr. Johnson will start this question. Life happens, priorities shift. Should the presidency become vacant, are you prepared to step in and serve in that capacity?
Yes, I am. I think that it should be a partnership in the first place, and that, again, going back to one of my priorities is creating an action plan on how we build up the UDCNAS so that we are not only bringing in more alumni, but we're bringing in people that have skill sets to help sustain the organization and make it move forward. I think I have a lot of connections that we can do that and step in to help out. If I have to take on the leadership, you don't always have to be the top person, but you can be a person that makes an impact in the various positions. So that's why I went for that. But again, if that is necessary, then I've seen it happen in the Alumni Society where the vice president had to step in, and I'm ready to step in probably day one.
Thank you. Mr. Nathan, should the presidency become vacant, are you prepared to step in and serve in that capacity?
Yes, sir. I will be willing and able to assist in any way I can, because as I said from the beginning, if I see a void, I need to be able to make sure that I can fill it. And I just want to be able to make sure that wherever that leaves me, that I made the commitment to myself that I would take advantage of every opportunity to support my undergraduate institution.
And Ms. Davis, as we know, sometimes a president is not able to serve a full term. If the presidency becomes vacant, are you prepared to step in and serve in this capacity?
Yes, I think I know I will be able to do so. You start off by doing that by shadowing. As I mentioned in my introduction, I work with the president. We work as a team. I need to know what the president knows. Things may come up just on a regular, not that the person is out of office permanently, but just happenstance, things happen. So you have to be willing and ready to step up. We would also start by doing some succession planning, because you don't want to wait until things happen and then react. Also, you have to be a good leader and delegate. As the president, you don't have to do it all. And in that role, I would be able to delegate things to other folks, and you bring out this type of leadership in others by delegating things to them to help them make the whole organization look better. and operate better.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Last question. Mr. Nathan, what leadership experience do you bring to this position?
The leadership that I bring to this position, that I've served as the president of my Graduate Student Association for 2 terms. I've also served as the interim president and vice president for administration for the National Black Graduate Student Association for about 5 years, as well as I'm actually currently now the president of Kiwanis Club. So I come with leadership that I've served, and also that I would find and consider myself to be a servant leader or a transformational leader that will be able to come in and hit the ground running and be able to move the organization forward.
Mr. Johnson, what leadership experience do you bring to this position?
Again, I've served as a leader in my fraternity at every level, all the way up to the board of directors. I probably ran one of the biggest districts in Alpha, which was the MAC, which is consisting of DC, Delaware, and Maryland. I am involved in countless organizations. I served as student government president, and at the time we had 10,000 students that were at the university. I managed a budget of at least $500,000 at that time, and re-engaged every aspect of what was going on the university. One of the things that I did when I was student government president, we had the financial crisis with the university. The university was threatened to shut down. One of the things I did is I helped reinstitute the athletic department by the students voting to raise our athletic fees. So shown the ability to move things forward.
Thank you. And Ms. Davis, what leadership experience do you bring to this position?
I am a servant leader. I serve because I see there is a need. I don't do it for personal gain. So in the past, I have served, as I mentioned, I'm a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, where I've served as president for 4 years, vice president for 2, second vice president for 2, as well as many other leadership roles in the chapter. I've also served on regional committees, where I've served as regional chairman of 2 of our major events, as well as a chairman for one of the conference committees. I've also served on my high school's alumni board of directors. And as I said, I have a heart for service. So I'm an excellent leader. I have excellent organizational skills, and I have an excellent way of bringing out leadership skills in others that they don't realize that they have. So I think that's all something that can be utilized for the success in this position.
Well, thank you very much. That concludes this session. We appreciate all of you being here today, and best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us. Thank you so much. Take care.
Oh, one more thing, Ms. Murphy, can you bring up Mr. Nathan's slide so that folks can just get an opportunity just to see him, since he wasn't able to turn on his camera? And Ms. Murphy, I don't know if you heard me, because I know you were bringing in the other candidates. Are you able to pull up the slide for Mr. Nathan so that folks can just see a photo of him since he wasn't able to turn on his camera? So that's Mr. Nathan that you heard, William Nathan, candidate for Vice President at Large. Thank you very much, Ms. Murphy. And so, last but not least, we have the candidates for the president for the UDC National Alumni Society. And thankfully, all the cameras are working. So I'm excited about that. We'll start with a 2-minute introduction from everyone, and we will have Mr. Daryl Brewer to start. Welcome. Mr. Brewer? Are you with us? I'm not hearing you.
I can't hear anything.
You can't hear.
Hello?
Okay. We can hear you.
I can't hear anything, dear.
You can't hear anything.
I can't
Okay,
hear anything.
Well, let's see if we can try to get that working.
If
But
you
in the
guys can hear
meantime,
me, hello, I'm Daryl Brewer. I'm a 1995 graduate of University of District of Columbia with a degree in political science. I love my institution and look forward to assisting with the overall growth and development of the institution. UDC graduates are all over the nation and DC specifically. What we have tremendous accomplishments as UDC graduates, and our organization can play a vital role in opening the doors for more UDC graduates. As your president, I will work with our stakeholders, alumni, and the UDC Foundation and school administration in the development of a strategic plan that leverages our strengths and mitigates any type of weaknesses. I've spent my career developing solutions for incredible organizations. Sometimes that meant starting from scratch and creating something new. Often, though, it only required taking the existing pieces and reordering them for a greater outcome. We have the components for success. I envision an alumni association that can become one-stop shopping for our students and our alumni. Mutually beneficial relationships will be the guiding force and theme of my presidency. Partnering with many of the great nonprofits across the city with specific emphasis east of the river, we can produce gains for our alumni. If you want an alumni society that is forward-thinking, if you want one that's innovative in its approaches, and if you want one that will be active in the lives of people, then vote for me, Daryl Brewer, as your next president. Thank you.
thank you. Next, we will have Mr. Gregory Evans.
Good evening. My name is Gregory Evans. I am a 2006 graduate of the University of District of Columbia with a Bachelor of Arts in Sociology and Anthropology. Also, along with my degree, I earned a certificate in nonprofit management from the what at the time was the American Humanics group. If I am successful in being elected, I intend to foster a greater enthusiasm and participation among the alumni. And I'll seek to increase the funds supporting the UDCNAS endowed scholarship and bring general financial contributions to the university. I have also been a president for my block club here in the Woodbridge area of Northeast Washington, D.C. I'm also currently an acting president for my brotherhood, which is a church related organization, the Episcopal Church. It's called the Brotherhood of St. Andrew. And I am currently the president, acting president for Province 3, which includes New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia, Maryland, D.C., and Delaware. And at that, I will yield back the rest of my time.
Thank you, sir. And next we have Mr. Bernard Grayson Jr. Welcome.
Thank you, Vice President Trapp. How you doing today?
Great.
I thank you for your time. Firebird Nation, my name is Bernard Grayson. I thank all of you for your time. I won't speak a lot about myself this evening. What I would like to talk to you all about is your commitment. As UDC alum, I think that we all need to hold fast and think hard about how we are committed to this great institution. Whether you're from DC Teachers College, Washington Tech, Matilda Minor, wherever you hail from across these great 8 wards across our city, I want to represent you. I'm a 4-time graduate of this university. I have 2 associate degrees. I graduated from this university in 2003, 2004. I have 2 BBAs from this university. Business management, 2005, procurement in 2012. I'm a graduate, a proud graduate of Paul Lawrence Dunbar Senior High School. Go Crimson Tide. I'm a Ronald McNair Scholar. I was previously the Vice President of the Business Management Association. I'm a proud UDC Striders Marching Band member. I'm an adjunct at the Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning Center at Bertie Backus. I'm a dedicated service award recipient. I'm a 2-time treasurer for our senior classes in 2003 and 2004. I was proud to be your student government president in 2004 through 2005. Currently, I represent you with the DC HBCU Alumni Alliance, which is a national organization that represents 70 HBCUs across this country. Proud Firebird, I love all of you. In that regard, I've been on their bylaws committee. I am currently their co-chair for sponsorship and fundraising. In the last 4 months, I've been able to raise $30,000 for that organization. It would be my pleasure to continue to raise those funds for you. I won't go over my time. I just want to be able to say hello to everybody, and let's go Firebirds.
Well, thank you. I am hoping that we can get Mr. Brewer can hear us. Can you hear us now? You can hear us. Okay, great. Yes. Excellent. So the first question is, what would you please share with alumni what led you to the decision to run for the presidency?
A couple of years ago, I sat in a meeting with the then admissions director for UDC, one of our weekend alumni meetings where we were invited to learn more about his direction and what he was trying to put forth for the university. And it led me to start thinking about more ways that I can contribute to the university itself. Right now, I'm at a stage in my career in life where I have the time, I have the energy, and I have the know-how to actually impact our university greatly. And I felt it was time to move forward and provide the skill sets that I've used in the private sector, in the government, managing huge budgets and people. I can lend those talents to my university, to my alma mater, and make a change and help do great things for the city. So that's my main impetus, and that's what I want to do for our alumni.
Thank you. Mr. Evans, would you please share with the alumni what led to your decision to run for this office of the presidency?
Sure. When I was asked about being nominated, I thought it was a really good idea. I mean, I've watched over the time. I started with this organization when I graduated in 2006. And at that time, I think they were just coming off a little turmoil from the previous organization. And I've watched several presidents over the years. Some do very good jobs, some not do such a hot job. And just been frustrated that over this many years, the organization just seems to be spinning its wheels. And I think that I'm the person that can step in and help push things forward. You know, you find a problem, you research it, you look for a solution, and you move forward. If you come back 2 or 3 meetings and you're still talking about that same problem, you need some help. So that was one of the things that really pushed me in mind to put my hat in the ring for being president of this organization.
Thank you. Mr. Grayson, would you please share with the alumni what led you to your decision to run for this office of presidency?
Yes, sir, Vice President Trapp. First, I would say faith. We have to be led by faith. Can't see it sometimes when you take that first step in the morning, but you have to know that the floor is there. Secondly, I would say loyalty. I've been a Firebird since basically I was in middle school when I was going up there for Saturday Academy. And third, as I said in my opening statement, commitment. I believe that my track record will show that I've been committed to 4200 Connecticut Avenue since I was in the 8th grade. From learning how to code, to being a member of the Firebird Striders Marching Band, to being a student body president, and to being a member of this alumni society since 2003. We've had good times, we've had bad times. I believe that we are all committed, no matter what institution that we may have graduated from, that we are all under the banner of the University of the District of Columbia this time, and we want to see us to be able to thrive with other great institutions across the country. So knowing that, knowing who I am, that's what led me to this place.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Our next question, in 2018, the university released its strategic plan, the Equity Imperative, a strategic plan to regenerate the University of the District of Columbia as a public education model of urban student success. The Equity Imperative endeavors to be a source of higher education attainment, inclusivity, diversity, creativity, research, resilience, rooted in the communities we serve. How might alumni support the university's strategic plan? Mr. Evans, could you answer that question?
Sure. That's a really good question. Yeah, the alumni can support that strategic plan by becoming prestigious and contributing funds. I mean, that's one of the things that's kind of held us back. You know, there are some universities where the alumni kind of rule the roost, and they rule the roost because they hold on to the purse strings, and the boards of trustees, the board of regents of different universities know that the university alumni of those universities are strong because they do hold the purse strings. If we can control our purse strings and contribute the dollars, then that strategic plan will be able to be implemented. And one thing that's really important, and we have to realize now, I've heard people talk about HBCUs today. You know, there are two types of HBCUs, and UDC is unique.
That's your time, Mr. Evans.
Sorry.
Mr. Grayson.
Thank you, Vice President Trapp. Repeat that question for me one more time, just in case I missed it, please.
Well, I won't go into details about, you know, we have the Equity Imperative that was released in 2018, the strategic plan. How might the alumni support the university's strategic plan, the Equity Imperative?
Great question, sir. First of all, congratulations to President Mason and to members of his executive staff on making it. I think it's now 5 or 6 years that he's been in office, and he was able to put that equity imperative in place. How can alumni support that equity imperative? We can support that equity imperative by having higher alumni affairs and alumni engagement. We can work harder with the community outreach office to make sure that we are reaching those disenfranchised populations in wards 7 and 8. We can also try to strengthen as alum our career services offices. In order to do that, we can also create better customer service within the university and within the private and public service sectors across UDC. We can also work hard, as your administration has already done, to work with the mayor and the council members to increase the annual budget for the University of the District of Columbia. And one of my favorite points, we need to work very, very hard to increase the access for Dreamers to attend UDC and also eliminate food deserts in wards 8, 7, and 6.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Mr. Brewer, same question. How might the alumni support the university's strategic plan?
Well, the heart of my plan to assist the university in doing that is raising the visibility of the alumni through service itself. Yes, we need to generate more revenue for the organization, but let's first also think about how we can leverage the organization's own relationships around the Washington, D.C. area to generate that revenue also, instead of always asking our alumnus to give the money themselves. We can invigorate our alumni to go out and be a part of all of these great institutions across Washington, D.C. and spread more information about UDC. The inclusion that we're talking about goes beyond just monetary things. We also kids who learn at different levels, at different rates, who also need to be included in the valuable things that UDC can provide. So my main goal is to raise the visibility and allow the alumni to understand that they are our ambassadors as they go out through their daily lives all over Washington, D.C.
Thank you. And our final question for this evening, and this will go to Mr. Grayson first. How will you work with the UDC Foundation and the Office of Alumni Affairs, which is part of the Office of Advancement, to advance the society's mission and goals?
That's a great question, Vice President Trent. First, you want to start by listening. These organizations or divisions that you just mentioned have their own missions. The foundation itself, the overall mission is to always support the university. I believe that as president, I will be able to support and work with that board to enhance what the university is already doing and be able to foster relationships that will be able to work well with both the Alumni Society and the foundation. As far as the alumni office is concerned, I would definitely look to them to continue to be our right hand, our guidance, our shining beacon in dark times, to point us in the right direction, to make sure that we stay on task, to make sure that we have full compliance, to make sure that we are meeting our regulations with the District of Columbia Tax and Revenue Office, and so also the Office of Compliance, to make sure we have a stable 501c3, and just to be a great partner to both divisions you just mentioned.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Brewer, how will you work with the UDC Foundation and the Office of Alumni Affairs, which is a part of the Office of Advancement, to advance the society's mission and goals?
Well, the first thing I believe is that there has to be thorough transparency. One of the first things I would do would be to get a talent inventory of the Alumni Society itself. What can we bring to bear to assist the UDC Foundation? We have to come to the UDC Foundation with ideas and with things to help foster their mission, number one, so we can generate a better partnership and a better relationship with them. In addition to establishing a solid relationship with them, we need to take a look at the overall relationship between the alumni and the current students that are there. To me, it's even more important to cultivate the student body that's already there, because they will become alumnus of the institution. And we want to be able to offer them opportunity through partnerships across the entire city. You know, such things as internships and jobs and professional development opportunities for our undergraduates, so we can actually grow the alumni that we need.
Thank you. And Mr. Evans, how will you work with the UDC Foundation and the Office of Alumni Affairs, which is a part of the Office of Advancement, to advance the society's mission and goals?
Yes, we're working with the UDC Foundation. That one will be an easy haul, because the foundation's purpose is to seek funds for operations, to seek funds for services, and we would use the resources of the alumni, which is really strong, even though we don't have the participation, but we put our tentacles out there. The resources financially is a lot stronger than what we think. And so we just need to reach out to those resources of alumni and bring that in to help support the foundation. For the Office of Alumni Affairs, we've always had a good relationship. And that would be to make sure that the alumni is engaged with that office in order to foster better for the university.
Thank you, Mr. Evans. Well, folks, that concludes our forum for today, and we want to thank each of the candidates and wish all the candidates good luck as you continue to campaign for the rest of the month. And again, thank you all for your support, and please do vote.